Okay, so this is going to be a quick hit. This is Black Ball Express. I picked this up on an eBay auction. Somehow or another, this was in the War Games section. Something's buzzing around behind me, and I'm kind of distracted by it. But this made it into the War Games section somehow, but it attracted my attention, and I said, oh man, these are the guys who made Cooties originally, which is not exactly a great game, but it's kind of fun. It's got this cute creature on the top, and as my wife put it, he looks really pervy. To me, that means cute, right? I guess. I don't know. And it sounded like, okay, it's going to be a simple game, but maybe there'll be something to it. Well, sadly, there really isn't much to it. First of all, to open up, rules fit on the box top. No biggie there. This is a 1957 game, so you kind of expect there's not going to be a lot of game. Each player has their own color of marbles, and these are not the original marbles. That's pretty clear. And in fact, these are not both the original dice, I think. I suspect the larger one might be, because it kind of fits in snugly. The smaller one is not. What's going to happen is the first player gets to put the black ball marble anywhere on the inner track at the beginning of the game. And first player is determined kind of at random. I think the blue player is first for this. And then he rolls dice to determine how far he's going to move and how far the black ball is going to move. Now, let's take blue as our starter here. He comes in, and he comes in and moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by the white dice. Just rolling around the side there, right? And the black die goes 1, 2, 3. Now, if this was not the blue player, the black die ball would have killed the blue player and dropped him back in the pit. But since at the blue player, it's his turn, the black ball has no effect on him. But it would have killed anyone here or here. Great. What goes beyond that? Well, your object in the game is to get your balls all the way around to the depot. They can pass it, and when they do, they end up in your home station. Once you get 4 of them through, hey, you win the game. Let's take another color. Let's take red and see what happens when they move a little bit. Okay, they're going to come in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the black ball goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, we're beginning to see an interesting situation where people are clogging things up. And note also there's these little tracks around. We'll see how that works in a moment. But we'll move on to the white die. I'm not going to use a black player. Just because there's only... Well, there's 3. Yeah, I will, because the more complicated I can make this scenario, I think the easier to explain everything. Okay, so the white player is going to come in, and he only rolls 1 space. And the ball goes 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Alright, and now we're at the black player, and here we've got a problem. He's not going to be able to come on very far. Now, the rules don't explain this. Does he not come on because he can't pass? Or does he come on and stay there? Rules don't explain it. We played it where not only does he come on, but if you move, you can move your movement up to the train which is blocking you. But he can't go further because there's a train in his way. And the black ball moves 1, 2. It always moves after. Kills the white piece. Bang, goes back, has to restart. Okay, now the last little piece here is that I haven't explained. Oh, that's what's making that noise. Well, it's outside. It's big though. It's an angry wasp. Okay, the last piece I didn't explain was moving around here. So let's say, black rolled a 4 in this circumstance. By my rules, they would go to here. Now let's say red rolled a 4. They would go to here, but now they can jump around on this. Now notice you actually gain a movement by making this little derail and then further on. So they went, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about it. I'm not going to sit here and play through this entire thing. What I am going to say is, well, there's not a lot to this, but look, I'll come back a few minutes in the FaceTime. Okay. Black Ball Express. Not a lot to say about this game. My feeling on it is, it really kind of shows you what kind of games were put out and able, to get probably fairly big print runs with nothing going for them. I mean, what convinced somebody that this would be attractive to anyone? And you can say, okay, the target market is what? Young children? I mean, maybe. Low-grade morons? I don't know. You got to figure, all right, but how young? And when I start thinking young children, for this kind of enjoyment, I mean, this is less to it in terms of decisions you can make. There are none. Basically, the first player has one, right? Where to start the black ball. But after that, it's just rolling dice and moving, and for no real apparent reason. There's no connection to theme, there's no pretty colors, no candy. There's sort of this train race idea, but it doesn't really feel like that. There may be some excitement that comes when you hit here. Alright, but let's say it's for young children. Young children and little marbles. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Yeah. My wife pointed that one out. Was like, yeah, it might be a great kids game if you can keep them from swallowing them. Yeah, and that's another sign of the era it's from. We didn't worry. I'm not that old, but even in my era, when I was young, nobody much worried about kids choking on every damn thing. And we've gotten really overprotective, I think, but really protective of our children in a lot of different ways. Somebody posted on Facebook recently, there's claiming that the generation that was born in the 70s and 80s were the last generation to play in the streets and the first to be with video games, this and the other. I feel kind of in that age group. Might be a little older, but it definitely feels weird to me because by the time I grew up, when I was going off to college, it was weird for a kid to be at the playground on his own. It didn't happen anymore already. Now that was really odd because, I remember when I was young running down and down the hill and going on my bike and playing with kids all over the place. And I actually see that in some neighborhoods, but not in the wealthier neighborhoods. In the wealthier neighborhoods, oh no, our kids have to go to pre-programmed stuff. Great. Well, our kids aren't going to be bright enough not to swallow marbles. Yeah, at 2 maybe they're not, but come on, at some age, you've got to say, hey, I hate to say this, but some just ain't going to be bright enough to survive, are they? I don't know. Anyway, that is definitely another issue that's different from this time period. I probably didn't worry too much about pervy-looking trains either, what effect they might have on people. It's a different world. Anyway, as a game, I cannot say that this is an exciting game for all ages. It's cute. If I can find someone who wants it, and I can recoup my shipping costs, and I got it for almost nothing. I'm perfectly willing to get rid of it. But it's just a collector's item, and I'm not really a collector of these kind of things. All right.